Hi, welcome to the kickoff call for 12.8 for the Monitor APM group. My name is Kenny Johnston. I'll be your host today. I'm the Director of Product for our Ops section. I'm covering for Dov Hershkovich, who is the Product Manager for this group, but is away participating in our CEO Shadow program. I'm going to share my screen and go through our planning issue and highlight some important issues that we're working on in the 12.8 release. Let me share. All right. So these are in priority order. The first items are in our logging category and really about finishing up some work around our effort to move logging to viable. So we had hopes to have that ship in 12.7. There were a couple of items that were blocking us from shipping completely, and so we'll be finishing up in 12.8. Those include the ability to filter and drill down in the Log Explorer view to a specific time frame. Again, these are really important for the triage workflow to enable users to quickly jump to a specific time frame of their logs so that when you're looking at a metric and you might see a metric spike, you can quickly get a drill down from metric spike into the actual aggregated logs that were happening at that time. This meta issue is a kind of culmination of all the items in building our Log Explorer. So that one will close as we finish off these last two. We're also adding support for multi-metrics alerts, which was in last release's schedule, as well as supporting alerts on computed capacity metrics. These are tied together. Normally you would want to see alerts on a capacity metric like what has been allocated in terms of memory and what has been utilized. You want to make sure that you're allocated. You're not, utilizing 90% of what's been allocated. Multiple metrics alert is when you have multiple metrics on a chart, you might want to quickly configure alerts on each one of those individually. This gives you the kind of front-end support to do that. There are a couple of bugs around not collecting appropriate metrics, a couple of security issues that you'll see interspersed here whose titles have been redacted. We are continuing on our Log Explorer kind of next iterations are adding the ability to do that drill down I mentioned, navigating from metrics charts to Log Explorer. We'll take a look at that one here, as well as the ability to make sure that your Log Explorer view is consistently refreshed. So you don't have to continually go back and hit the refresh button on your Log Explorer view. There are a couple of items related to our GitLab self-monitoring. So we are in 12.7 allowing users to create a self-monitoring project that connects to the instance level Prometheus cluster so that GitLab administrators can make sure that they're supporting their users in a efficient manner using some of the same tools, including metrics and alerts that we give for your application monitoring. So these include creating a self-monitoring initial dashboard of kind of the key metrics that we found from our GitLab.com support experience are important when viewing the health of your GitLab instance, as well as adjusting the name and ensuring that it shows up correctly in our left side panel here in operations. We're moving some of the other settings that have been buried a little bit, like the Prometheus integration, into this operations setting section. I don't actually have my settings permissions for this project, but if you did, you would have a settings and operations dropdown. Also, this is a holdover from 12.7, going to be finishing up work on cloning a dashboard, so you can take a default chart or a default dashboard that we've created and quickly clone it and then make adjustments to it so that you can configure it for your custom needs. Moving Elasticsearch integration to operations settings as well. And then a couple of items around how our dropdowns, how we interact with the dropdowns in our dashboards. So those are the highlights of the issues for 12.8 that the Monitor Health team will be working on. If you have any feedback, feel free to comment on this issue. It will be linked in the video description. And I'm sure you look forward to Dov coming back for 12.9. Thanks, everybody.